Data on lender, recession fears, stalled deals, and buy downs. Let's get into this real quick. Part of the problem, what we're seeing right now, is the market is slowing down just a tick. Houses are still selling, but we're seeing price contraction. And that's important to understand because it's something that buyers have long wanted. However, affordability is not one of those things that are in buyers' reach right just yet. Now, what's going on? I have houses on my block that are for sale right now, and they're just sitting there. One's actually been taken off market because they're just waiting for the next door neighbor to sell their house or what have you. I have another house coming up on this block, and I'm fully aware of going into this with that predicament. The good news is the two houses are so separate or different that I don't think we'll have that as a competition point. I do know the same floor plan has sold twice in the last month, same model, same actual elevation and everything, has sold for well above 1.7 and one just sold one below 1.7. So we're in that price range. That's what we're looking at. Here's the problem. Buyers are getting flooded with propaganda, understanding that there might be a recession. What happens if there's a recession? Well, prices tend to stay still or go up. It just kind of happens that way, mostly because most investors take their money out of the stock market and put it into real estate because they know that's a strong place to put it. Now, 63% of loan officers say that the U.S. is headed for a recession. Okay, that's 2/3. 57% expect borrowers will delay home searches as a result, which is antithetical because when the market slows down, it's the best time to buy a house. Don't be a lemming. Period. Mortgage buy down rates on the rise. Now that's the 3-2-1 thing or 1-2-3, I don't know, where you have a nice cushy rate in the first couple months or years, and then it goes back up to nominalized rates, and the hope is that by that time the rates will come down so you can refinance. I don't play that game. I just bought a house, bought it as an investment, so I got kind of jacked on the interest rate, but I don't care because I need the investment. I need the write-offs. Seller concessions, very important. Long as the day, gone are the days where you get $400,000 over list price in 2 or 3 months, free rent back and as is and no concessions, etc. We're asking for concessions, and now buyer's agent commission is considered a concession. So yeah, it's going to go up. Pipeline congestion. 50% of lenders report more deals are being canceled. That's not a very intuitive sentence. Of those 50%, how many have seen their deals, how many deals canceled, right? If somebody does 10 refinances or 10 loans a month, how many of those have canceled? 1 or 2, 5, 8? It's a big important question. How many actual loan applications are being canceled halfway through or midpoint? Largely on inspection findings, financing challenges, and buyer hesitation. Now let's dig into that. Inspection findings. Here in the Santa Clara County, we do inspections up front. So we say we want an as-is offer. Your buyer still has the right and duty to have their own, but typically they're not going to find anything different. But the seller is unwilling to make those repairs or offer concessions to do that. Remember, up here we just saw more concessions are being done. Sellers, you need to get into the mindset that concessions are offered. Concessions should be offered, accepted. Okay, that means your net out of pocket is going to be less, but at the same time, your ego of selling your house at X versus X minus 1 or 2% is not so bad. Tariffs raise alarms. Now, tariffs, good or bad, they're here, right? We're just going to have to get used to doing it. Just like last year when the NAR got sued and buyer's commission got taken off the table. Now the buyer has to ask for it or pay for it themselves. That hasn't changed anything, right? Tariffs are a big alarm right now, but in a couple months, it will go away because we have short memories. Buyers urged to act. Lenders predict that if interest rates drop to an actionable level, prices could spike by an estimated 16%. I've been telling you this for the last 3 years. When the market goes down, when the economy goes down, when the housing market slows down, that's the time for buyers to buy, not when you have to pay $400,000 over asking price. Believe me, I've been doing this for 22 years now. I've seen it, right? And believe me, investors are waiting for the market to slow down, to crash. They're waiting for that. So when rates go down, investors and more buyers are going to enter the market. You're going to have more competition. Market unlock rate, 36% of loan officers say that buyers and sellers hope interest rates will drop to at least 5.75 before making a move. Well, you can buy your rate down to that. Okay? Understand that you can buy your rate down to that if it's going to be that big of a problem. And if you're smart, you can use concessions, seller credits, to knock that rate down. I don't know if you're going to get down to 5.75, but you're going to get close. Because right now we're at 7. We're talking a nominal rate after a point is 6 1/4 to 6 3/8, and that's where we are with that. Okay, housing affordability gap persists. We talked about that just a minute ago. For sale housing inventory up nearly 20% from a year ago, yet still far below pre-pandemic levels. It's true. U.S. household earning $75,000 a year can only afford 21% of the home listings as of March 2025. Now, part of the problem is some people are thinking that working at a fast food restaurant is a career. It's not. It's a stepping stone. It should be a stepping stone. You should always be improving yourself. Get into a career that pays a nominal number income so that you can afford to buy a house. Part of the American dream isn't a guarantee. It's a promise to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Not a promise to that. It's the pursuit. It's the struggle. So for sale housing inventory increased nearly 20% nationwide. We have seen our inventory jump up greatly. We have a lot more homes for sale, even in Blossom Valley, which is good. We're seeing our days on market go up. Not so great, but it's good because it makes it more of a balanced market. It brings us closer to the 6-month mark. That makes it a balanced market. Or the 1,000 homes that we're looking for in San Jose, or the 2,000 homes that we're looking for to be for sale at any given time in Santa Clara County, to make it a balanced market, not a buyer's market or a seller's market, but a balanced market. It's important that we're at a balanced market because it takes the ego out of the seller and it becomes a fair play for both. The last 20 or so years, it's been a seller's market up until 2008 for a little bit. And sellers expect and they feel entitled to an as-is, easy deal, easy transaction. A balanced market makes it so that it's fair and equitable for everybody in the game. While households are, no, we're not going to go into that. So this is a good article. I suggest you read it. It's from NAR, and NAR being in trouble as they are. There you go. This is a Cupertino house of the week. Not my listing. It's on Columbus Ave, 5-bedroom, 4-bath, $4.5 million. And if you're wondering where it is, it's right by Linda Vista Park. And that's Monte Vista and Kennedy Junior High. 7-Eleven right there. Yeah, I grew up there, so I know that area. I don't recall this house, though. This is nice. This is pretty. I'm not a big fan of the terracotta tile floors, but, you know, it is what it is. So what you're looking at is semi-updated, updated as they saw fit, not a fully turnkey house. I showed houses yesterday, and you can tell right away what a flipped house looks like. They don't have the old style tile and travertine look on their house. They just put in everything new. They put in the fancy fireplace, the fancy laminate floor, feels very plastic and fake to me. This house looks rich, lived in, well maintained, and upgraded as they saw fit to fit their needs. Now, I want to say that this is the same floor plan. Yeah, this is a standard floor plan. I think this is an addition here, but that's a standard Shea home right there. Cupertino house of the week. There you go. Willow Glen house of the week is Fiddler's Green. Not my listing. The reason why I chose this is because it's affordable. $1.6 million, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,000 square feet, built in 1980, and it is walking distance to downtown Willow Glen, Lincoln Ave. Let's take a look at the pictures. I have not looked inside of this, but I can tell you that the house has been updated. I can tell you that this is early 2000 updates. The photographer should have been a professional photographer, not the agent and their iPhone. You can tell completely. Let's see. And thank you for doing the floor plan. You know, it's so much easier when you can allow the buyer who's online take a look at the floor plan to see if it actually fits their need. At least it gets them in the mindset of it. And with a Matterport or a 3D 360 service, it allows you to walk through the house and get a feel for it before you actually go into it. So if you're buying it from out of state or out of the country, you get to actually see it. And then there's some highlight pictures. But there you go. Okay, and then luxury home of the week, Atherton, California, Stockbridge Ave, a mere $21 million, 5-bedroom, 6.5 baths. That's a lot of toilets to scrub. 8,700 square feet, built in 2025. And if you're wondering where it is, it's right there. Let's take a quick look at the pics. See the difference between a house like this and a flipped house. I went into a ranch house that was like 1,200 square feet, 4 bedrooms. Everything was brand spanking new. You could still see nail pops, nail dimples. It just felt plastic. Everything felt plastic. This house looks like it's been completely updated. Not a fan of the floors. Flooring guys tend to like to sell the LVP, which I'm not a huge fan of. But I like natural. I like the wood. I like engineered wood is a stretch. I have engineered wood on my house, but it's more natural. I like granite. I don't like the quartz. I have quartz on my house. I'm not a big fan of that. I wish they did more pictures of the kitchen. Oh, okay, 2. There you go. I guess you have to go to their website to see more, but you know, $21 million, you'd think you'd have more than 20 pictures, but there you go. And nothing super duper is changing. I did add median sales price so we can look at the differences between sales average and median, simply because there's a huge difference between median and average sales price. The average sales price is the actual average. The median is the one that's most often done. So there you go. And if you look, it makes it look and feel more affordable, but it's still, you're still paying $2.5 million on the average for a house in San Jose. And by the way, in Blossom Valley, an average house is $1.6 million. So huge difference. Blossom Valley is one of the best kept secrets in Santa Clara County. It's nice, it's quiet, it's safe. Not that we don't have crime, not that we don't have police patrolling, but we do, right? We have police everywhere, and it makes you feel safe. But the Blossom Valley, just there's not a lot of people rushing to get to Blossom Valley versus Willow Glen. And my decision, my opinion on that is because there's no downtown here in Blossom Valley. We do have Coronado, which is in the Village Oaks area. That's just like a part of a development. There you go. And then months of inventory looks like they're shooting up, but we're still in the middle of the month. So once May equals out, you'll see that it goes up just a little bit here and there. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Vito with Cupertino. We'll see you out there.